Righto, today's tech tip, how to increase the size of my cable in my Anderson plug connections to my caravan for the DC-DC charger without going past a standard 50 amp Anderson plug. So voltage drops are a really big concern with a lot of DC-DC chargers. Quite regularly, cable calculations for 40 and 50 amp DC-DC chargers in caravans require cables that are starting to step up to these sorts of sizes to overcome the voltage drop, right? So that's a little bit ridiculous for a lot of people, and we probably have this conversation 20 times a day. How do I increase that cable to get the best performance out of my DC-DC while sticking with a 50 amp plug, because that's what most people want to use. So 4BNS cable, it's 20.2 millimeters squared, is the biggest size cable that you can get into a standard 50 amp Anderson plug. It will go into the 6 AWG contacts with a little bit of instruction and guidance on how to do that, right? So we're going to show you how to do that today, because we have to demonstrate it 50 times a week, and I'm going to do it once and then I can show people the video instead, right? So when you're making your Anderson contact and you're stripping the ends of the cable, it's got a little curved over section or a bell mouth on the end as well as the opening. You just want to make sure that you're not over stripping the cable. So you sort of mark that. Right, you strip your cable around there. Do it carefully so you don't cut yourself, and for all those people that are saying, no, that's not safe, done this 1,000 times, never cut myself once, got good control over the knife. Strip the end of your cable. Now, if you do it cleanly and the ends of it is okay, you'll be okay to put your contact on the end. You hold it straight and you can tap it on. I've left my pliers behind, so I'm going to use this. It's not really the right tool, but as you can see, you won't push it on, but if you just give it a light tap, you can get the contact all the way onto the end of the cable. If the strands are a little bit messy, I'll demonstrate on the other end of this with a similar type approach. Again, you don't want to overstrip the insulation off the end of the cable, but you do that, and if the strands get a little bit messy, take a single strand of copper out of it, just to get a scrap bit of cable, 300 long, something there along. Wrap the strand around the end of the insulation, and then wrap it tightly around the copper strands. Hold that with your finger, then you can get your contact on the end. Right, this one's actually pushing on neatly okay, and as you push it on or you tap it on, you just unwind the copper strand. Right, get rid of that, and then away she goes. Do your connection, your crimp at the end. Now, you don't want to crimp all the way up into the end of this. This is just for Andersons in general, so you want to come back from the end of the contact a little bit, otherwise you'll squash and break the contact. 2 crimps, nice and neat. Get your heat shrink and stick that over the finished connection. Now, with your heat shrink, you don't want to go all the way up over the top of the bell end there. If you put it all the way up, then it gets caught when you're trying to push it inside the Anderson plug, right? So you bring that back to where you, just behind where you've done your crimp. Heat the heat shrink, right, and then into your plug it goes. And happy days. So that's 4BNS cable into a 50 amp Anderson plug. It's about 1/3 larger than a 6BNS cable, which a lot of people have. That'll make a substantial difference to your DC-DC charger feeds. Again, if you want ultimate performance from all those larger current DC-DC feeds, you're probably going to need to step up into 120 amp Anderson plugs and using up to 2BNS. Or for the really large DC-DC chargers like the new Alpha Manager 50, 75 and 100, you're definitely going to need to be stepping up into much larger cables if you're going to take all of that current feed off your car and into the van without any solar inputs. Obviously you're going to need bigger alternator upgrades to do that as well. But any questions, drop us a line, always happy to help. But that's how you increase the size in a 50 amp Anderson plug.